I've got here the May Freshwater Bass and Yellas box. Let's jump in and see exactly what we've got and how we're going to use it this month. Let's jump in and check out some of the lures. First up, we've got a hard body. This one is all the way from Rapala. This is the Rapala Scatter Wrap, and these things are a lot of fun and very easy to fish with. You'll notice when you first look at it, the weird sort of rounded bib on the front. It causes the lure to swim very, very erratically. It's gonna actually go all over the place. This is why they call it the Scatter Wrap, and it is quite an interesting design from Rapala. Because of the way it swims, it really does mimic a wounded or fleeing, absolutely freaked out baitfish. Now its swim depth is 4 to 5 foot, so don't be worried about the small bib on the front. You will get some good depth out of this lure, but it's the action on this thing that really makes it stand out from the rest of the crowd. So that's the Rapala Scatter Wrap. Next up, we've got an awesome little snack here from our mates at Chase Baits. And this is the Chase Baits Mud Bug. So this is a perfect, very lifelike yabby imitation. So if you're fishing at dams where the bass often fish on little red or blue claw yabbies, this is where you're going to want to throw it. Because of the weedless design as well, you'll see that the hook does have like a little bit of wire that covers it, making it fairly snag resistant and easy to fish through tight structure. I like to fish these down rock faces that you might have on the side of rivers or on the side of dams, where you get some good solid bass and yellas holding up, but you want to fish it really slowly. Cast it out, let it sink to the bottom. But yeah, once it gets to the bottom, you'll feel your line go slack. You can either just do a really slow. If you don't think you're winding slow enough, you're probably still not winding slow enough. Really slow. It can take you a while to get the lure back in, but this works a treat, because by doing this thing is still kicking up a lot of soot off the bottom. Those little legs on the body are going absolutely nuts. These things will slowly crawl along the bottom and look like the easiest meal that fish is ever going to capture. If you want to fish it a little bit faster, you can make it look like a fleeing yabby. These are rigged to look like that, with the toe point at the rear end of the yabby. So you can simply just twitch up. So I like to do the double hop. If you've ever seen yabbies swim away, often it is that kick off the bottom, one kick away. Yabbies will kick straight off the bottom and then one kick to get away, land again. So you simply just copy that. So one kick up, then another, just to make it look like it's fleeing. So just one. Let it sink back, touch the bottom again. One. Just like that. Very easy to use. Very lifelike. The detail on these things is absolutely insane. And if you've got this box, you'll know exactly the level of detail that I'm talking about. And that is a Chase Baits Mud Bug. Now I've included some leader in this month's box. This one here is the YGK EGI in a 10-pound leader. 10 pound to me is one of the most versatile sizes for bass and yellas. Still allows you to cast light lures a long way. I often even chuck 10 pound on a 6-pound braid. And 10 pound, it has enough abrasive resistance to hold even some of the biggest fish and pull them out from the snags. Got another hard body here, but this one is going to be fished a little bit differently. This is the Samaki Reddick jerkbait. This one is a 60mm and will dive about 1.5 plus meters. Now they say 1.5 plus because that can depend on whether you're fishing with mono line or braided line. Braided line being obviously a thinner diameter is going to cause this lure to swim a lot deeper, and also if your retriever is a bit faster, it will also cause it to go deeper. Fish it slower, it's going to be a little bit shallower. But this thing is a 60mm, has an awesome finish. The hooks and split rings on it are fine and ready to go. They are rigged with BKK 3x hooks, so you do not need to worry about the fish busting them off whatsoever. Because of the slender profile, but it's not too slender. It's not a long minnow, but it's not a chubby. It's a good middle ground. So this one here, you can either do a straight wind, casting out into your snags and retrieving it back, or you can get twitchy with it and add 1, 2, 3 twitch and pause with a slow roll, but essentially just mix it up, because this is a very, very versatile hard body for you guys this month. So you can work it in whatever way you need to get the fish. If you're fishing edges, fallen trees, timber like that, I'm probably going to get twitchy. Cast it out. If the tree is coming straight out towards you, like you're in a kayak or a boat, try cast up next to the bank. Twitch, twitch, twitch right down the side of that log or lay down. Pause, let it sit there. Twitch, twitch, twitch again. If you're fishing weed beds, it's going to be similar. I'm probably going to cast it and aim just over the edge of that weed bed. You're just going to twitch it down in front of that weed, let it pause, because a lot of the time the bass and yellows are sitting in that weed waiting to hit it. If they don't hit it on the pause, let it sort of sit for a little bit, then just a slow to medium wind out of there. Cast back in, keep going, you're covering a lot of ground. But that's the Samaki Reddick jerkbait. Now, I have included a soft plastic option this month as well. This one is the Chase Baits paddle bait. Fairly easy to use. Obviously, it does depend on where you're going to fish it as to what sort of jig head you rig it with. If you're fishing out in a dam, Somerset, Wivenhoe, whatever your local one is, you want to find schooled up fish and you want to sit back off those schooled up fish. I'm probably going to run a fairly heavy jig head, anything from 1/4 to 3/8, even half if the fish is sitting really deep. Just so that lure is going to be getting deep down into those deep, I'm saying deep over and over again, but into those deep lying schooled fish. 3-4 winds, probably medium pace, pause, let it sink back down, then 3-4 winds again, pause, or you can just do the constant slow to medium roll or a slow roll straight through that school if the school is sitting a little bit more suspended. Now, if you're fishing these in the river, I often like to chuck on a little beetle spin. We have included beetle spins in plenty of the previous boxes, so if you have any of them left over, chuck one of them on the jig head, and then you're ready to hit the bass and yellows in the rivers near you. It also makes it a little bit more snag resistant, but don't fret if you don't have the beetle spin, just chuck on like a 1/4 ounce jig head, and then it's going to be a perfect weight for these little paddle tail beauties. And that's it for the Bass and Yellas May box. So you've got 2 different hard body options, you've got 2 different soft plastic options, you've got the new Tackle Club sticker, and you've got some more leader to keep you going until you run on right out. But if you want to check out the Bass and Yellas box, like this one here, or even find a box that suits you, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, find a box that suits you, and welcome to the club.